Hello all, welcome to Engineering World. So in this video we are going to discuss about operating system virtualization in cloud computing. But before watching my video, if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel and share with your friends. As many of you watching my video without subscribing, so firstly do subscribe it and then watch it. Now in this video we are going to discuss about operating system virtualization. In the previous video virtualization process, like we discussed about what exactly this OS virtualization is. It is nothing but resources are installed in the operating system. So that is nothing but OS virtualization. So in this video we are going to discuss how the OS virtualization can work in the cloud computing. So working we are going to discuss in this video. Okay. So as you can see here, this is a diagram for the OS virtualization. Okay, so firstly we are having things like pxe boot and VD is connected to the client, OS streams to client, additional streaming. So these are the things were included, like client 1 is having a disk 1, client 2 having disk 2. So like that, for each and every client we have assigned some particular disk. The server will check the client and connector image. So we are going to discuss this in this video. So actually connecting to the OS virtualization server. So first step is that you have to connect to the OS virtualization server. Okay, so first we start the machine and we have to set up the connection with the OS virtualization server. So as we have set up the connection with the OS virtualization server, most of the products will offer several possible methods in order to connect to the server. So one of the most popular and used method is PXE service. So this is a service, and also a bootstrap is used a lot. And all through each method initializes a network interface card, and this is a thing we are using. So PXE boot is in order to connect to the server, we are using a PXE boot. Okay, and coming to the connecting the virtual disk. So this is the second step. So when the connection is established, okay, between the client and server, as with the help of PXE boot, we have established a connection between the server and the client. Okay, fine. Coming to the second one, after the connection is established, okay, so the server will look into its database for checking the client is known or unknown and which virtual disk is assigned to the client. So virtual disk will be assigned to the client in the second step. In the first step, we have established a connection, and in the second step, we are going to assign a virtual disk to the client. When more than one virtual disk are connected, then a boot menu will be displayed on the client side. If only one disk is assigned, then that disk will be connected to the client, which mentioned in the here. So which mentioned there, like v disk 2, like that. See, if already the disk are if only one disk is assigned to the client, then that will be only fixed to the client. Okay, so that is the second step. As we can observe here, this is the second step, server checks client and also connected. So this is the first step, that is PXE boot. Second step, server checks the client and connected image. So this is the second step. Coming to the third step, that is VDisk connected to the client. What exactly it means? VDisk is nothing but a virtual disk. Okay, so after a desired virtual disk is selected by the client, the virtual disk is actually connected through a OS virtualization server. Through a OS virtualization server, this virtual disk is going to connect. At the back end also, the OS virtualization server makes sure that the client will be unique. For example, if you see computer name and identifier within the infrastructure. So like that. So this is the third step, virtual disk connected to the client. And the fourth step is OS is streams to the client. What exactly it means? As soon as the disk is connected, the server starts streaming, right? The content of the virtual disk. As the software knows that which parts are necessary for starting the operating system smoothly, so that these parts are streamed first. So the information which is streamed in the system, so whatever the information has streamed, okay, so that information is going to store somewhere. Like most products will offer several ways to catch that information. For example, the client hard disk or the disk of the operating system virtualization OS. So like that, OS streams to client is nothing but when the disk is connected, the server automatically starts streaming the content of the virtual disk. So that is the main step of fourth one, that is OS streams to the client. And the last step is that additional streaming. So what is additional streaming here? After the first part is streamed, okay, in the fourth step we have streamed the part that is first part, and the coming to the fifth step, that is additional streaming. So if streaming is required additionally, like if you see after the first part is streamed, then the operating system will start to run as expected. Like additional virtual disk data will be streamed here when required for running or starting a function called by the user. So here additional virtual disk will be there, and that will be streamed in the additional streaming. So this is the steps. So mainly in the first step we are establishing a connection between the server and the client using a PXA boot. Okay, this is the first step. Coming to the second step, the server will check the client and connected. So as we are assigning the virtual disk to the client, so whatever the disk we have assigned to the client, that will be fixed. Okay, this is the second step. Coming to the third step, virtual disk connected to the client. So in the third step, like virtual disk is connected to the connected through a operating system virtualization. So we are having a backend also in the VDisk connected to the client. Coming to the fourth step, OS streams to the client. So here as soon as disk was connected to the client, okay, so then the streaming gets starts. Streaming the content of the virtual disk get started. So that is nothing but a fourth step. Coming to the fifth step, additional streaming. So additional streaming is nothing but additional virtual disk data will be streamed here. So that is these are the 5 steps which are included in the operating system virtualization. So thank you for watching my video, and we'll meet in the next video with a different topic. Bye.